Hello, everybody on YouTube. We are live. If you're watching this live, then hello. If you're rewatching this, hello from the past.
What?
I don't know. Because
Yeah,
we're not watching it live.
That's true.
In the past.
let me say this. This is the most people we've had on a live stream.
It is.
We've had more people on a podcast, but if you watch this, if y'all are able to pull it up, whatever, you'll see that we're really squeezed in there tight. But everything's holding together. That's what I'm really excited about.
I can leave if you.
No.
It's really weird because I'm looking at it. So Jen and I are both on Batu.
Yeah.
Above and below each other.
Yeah.
You're at the exact same spot in that.
Yeah.
It's like you're right on top of each other. It's weird. How are you occupying the same space?
It's magical. Anyways, we have a special guest on. I should introduce them before I start talking about being in the same space as them. The Main Street Electrical Podcast, which I have been listening to lately and loving. I asked them,
me too.
I said, could you come on iamGEEK? And they said, well, of course we can. So we have David Dollar and Jen Novotny. Did I get it right?
You did good.
David Dollar, yes, you got it perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dollar?
Dollar? Glad to be here. Thank you for inviting us. This is great.
Yeah, this is fabulous.
And we'll do a big introduction once I start recording the podcast. So I like to pump my guest up, make him feel really good about themselves.
He doesn't do that for us, though.
No, not at all. He keeps us under submission to make sure that we do whatever he wants.
It sounds like an abusive relationship. I'm sorry.
Try working for Jen. Same thing. My goodness. You're going to come on this podcast and you're going to like it. Yes, ma'am, sure.
Yes, whatever you say, I'm sorry. Yes.
Sure.
But we're big Disney fans. They are big Disney fans. We thought perfect match. Let's talk some Disney. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We'll get into that. We'll talk Disney. We may have a little trivia that I'll see if I can stump everybody.
You'll stump me.
I'll stump Chris.
You're gonna make them nervous. They're not gonna want you
Disney
on their
trivia,
team or anything.
Disney trivia always scares me because I feel like I should know more than I do. And people are like, "Hey, I'm gonna ask you this question. You should know this." And I'm like, I don't know who the second edition assistant producer was on Victory Through Air Power in 1937. I have no idea.
Well, I'm notorious for finding the most random questions, and they always give me a hard time. So
yeah.
I'm ready.
But
I have a friend who does that to me, so I'm ready. I'm prepared.
They are multiple choice, so I may have come up with them like an hour ago because the kids are not.
Dude, they prepare for longer, David.
That's right.
Try like an hour. That's good.
We're both scrolling notes. I'm like, you ready? 3, 2. Hold on. Okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1.
You're like, Jen, do you have this? Oh, wait, I forgot. Hang on.
Call somebody. Okay.
All right, are we ready to start the actual show? I mean, this is episode 160. This is a big deal.
Dude,
Is it?
I can't.
Honored.
Is it? Is it really?
Wasn't in the
Just
text
another
that
week.
you
I
sent.
don't know what the gift is for that. Is it like crystal or is it
It's party beads.
party bead? Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. It's on a Hallmark card somewhere, sure.
I was going to say some type of gummy, but yeah.
Gummy party beads.
Yeah.
Gummy party.
Hey,
Edible
they're
party bead?
multifunctional.
Yes, that's a New Orleans tradition
awesome.
right there.
We're on to something.
I think so.
I quit.
These are called candy necklaces.
And if they're for Mardi Gras, they could be like little Jello shot party beads.
Somebody put back on that.
Oh man! All
I am
right,
patenting that tonight.
all right, you guys, everybody ready? We're gonna have fun tonight. It's gonna be a fun one.
gonna be fun.
I do have a little plug I have to give at the beginning, but then we'll get into everything.
Awesome. It's your show, man. We're here, just here to happy to be here.
Plug it in.
Sponsor tonight. Plug in.
Get rid of your stinky toilets.
We were tired of not having sponsors, so like every week we would be like, tonight's episode is sponsored by food.
The freshman.
What's for dinner?
Apparently, it's sponsored by Glade's Plug-In and Chris's Party Beat Jello Shots.
I like the name. Chris's party feed Jello shots.
Be careful though, because somebody listening right now is already going to GoDaddy.
Oh, they probably are.
Daddy, buy that.
Find the website, find it all. Yeah.
Can you make us a T-shirt for that? For later?
I think so. Yeah.
Or a onesie.
Onesie.
Yeah, or once we have them all on shop.spreadshirt.com/iamGEEK. There we go.
I love it.
All right, here we go. You guys ready?
All right.
I'm going to count down. 3, 2. Hello and welcome to I Am Geek, and this is episode 160. My name's Ryan. I'm joined again by my brother Chris. He's back.
What?
He was absent for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
With the old man shingles,
2.
but he is back.
Not really. That was a lie. I just didn't want to come out. Shoot.
Fine.
I needed
back.
Probably true.
And we're joined by our good pal Katrin, as always, because he's the man. Hello. But tonight we have, Katrin was saying this is the most we've had on a live stream, because right now we are live streaming this on YouTube. So if you're listening to this, go to YouTube if you want to see our beautiful faces. But if you don't, then just keep listening to where you are. With the most people that we've ever had on a live stream, which is
on different feeds. I'll say it.
different feeds.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
But we have very special guests on tonight. We have the Main Street Electrical podcast, which is a great Disney podcast that I've been listening to lately, and I wanted to have them on the show, so I reached out. We have David Dollar and Jen Novotny. How are you guys doing tonight?
Hey guys.
Magical. Hey guys, this is awesome.
Yeah, it is a magical evening.
Filled with pixie dust and sprinkles.
We're here on Batu, Jen and I. If you're not watching, we are on Batu together
We are.
in the same space, because we both chose the same background picture tonight.
We're back to back, obviously. That's how
right.
this is happening.
It's like the news
okay.
people, that they're
Yeah.
reporting in the same area.
Yeah.
So,
Live from Batu.
yeah.
Just in. And somehow we're there after dark, which you can't do right
Not
now.
now. It's,
Not currently. I've been there after dark.
Oh, I have too many times. But you guys are also travel agents at Upon a Star Travel and Concierge Service,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
That is correct.
Yep.
So we thought, what better people to have on tonight to help us, to give us the courage to go back to Disney World, because Katrin and I have trips planned for October. We've been going back and forth because it is 2020. We're like, what's next? Is Godzilla going to attack? What's going to happen? Do we go on the trip? Do we not go on the trip? So we thought we'd bring you guys on, and you guys we could talk about what's going on right now in Disney World in 2020. Yeah. Talk about the pros and the cons and all that stuff. But before we get to that, I do have a special shout out. A couple weeks back, we had Crimson Dawn lightsabers on, or Crimson Sabers, crimsondawn.com, and they are doing a special raffle for one of their customers who needs desperate need of a surgery, like a life-saving surgery. So this is their second week doing it. So if you have $5, go on crimsondawn.com, buy a raffle ticket for $5, and you'll be entered in for like 1 or 2 lightsabers, or something like that.
Yeah, they're doing different things, but yeah, you get in the raffle and you have a chance of winning a really cool, what do they call them, NeoPixel?
A NeoPixel,
and then also a random lightsaber, a grab bag, whatever they call it,
a mystery box.
Mystery box. Thank you.
Yeah, great guys over there. They love to support the community. I think they've already raised like over $2,000.
Almost $3,000 already. So I think the goal was $6,000 on the GoFundMe, and they had already raised like $1,200 on the GoFundMe. So add this almost $3,000 on there. So that's pretty awesome.
Good for them. That's awesome.
That's great.
They were expecting to only raise about $600, and they made that within like the first 30 seconds, they said, or whatever. So that's pretty awesome.
That's great.
So they're great guys. All the money goes directly into the fund for the surgery. So they're not taking any off the top. It all goes in. So $5, you can go to their website, crimsondawn.com. You can buy a raffle ticket and maybe win a lightsaber. All right, back to the show. So it is 2020. I've been in this house since March. We did go on a trip this last weekend. Yeah, this last weekend we did go on a trip to Mississippi, to a beach, which was really random. And it was more like going to the lake because there was no waves or anything. It was just sort of weird. But anyways. So that was my first time. Like when I was on the trip, I was like, this is the first time I've gotten gas since March. This is the first time I've used the public restroom since March.
Ugh.
So
yeah, that's not.
I know.
That's not something to be happy about, really.
I was saying, I'm not sure how exciting. This
But
Yeah.
apparently they
Well,
haven't cleaned it since March.
I was freaking out. Yeah, I was freaking out. I was like, oh. Anyways, so I thought we could just, we've had our trip planned since when, Katrin?
So I made the reservations for our trip in October for my family as soon as they became available last year. So
June or July last year.
yeah.
July.
So like we were counting down all these, and so yeah.
And I'm a DVC member, so mine was like
11 months out.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Well, Jen's a DVC member too, so she can definitely speak to that. So,
Ah.
my thought, and this is just Jen and I have talked about this too, and we kind of talked to other people about the same kind of subjects. Like, I know I'm a kind of person that will never tell you, yes, you should go, or no, you should not go. So I figure we can answer all questions and give you all the information you need to decide, okay, this is what we're thinking. This information is great. Now we can decide whether we want to go or not. Because 2020 is kind of set up to a point where you can still go and have a great time, but only if you're looking for a certain kind of trip. If you're looking for a different kind of trip or something a certain way, it may not be the time to go.
Yeah.
If you're going as a family, and we'll definitely get into detail on this, but if you're going as a family and you want to see the fireworks, you want to see the parades, you want to see all the characters and hug Tinkerbell and hug Mickey, not the time to go because it's not going to happen. But if you want to go where the lines are nothing, maybe you've been before where you're like, okay, we've hugged Tinkerbell, we've hugged Mickey, we've seen fireworks before. Now we want to go and wait 5 minutes for Flight of Passage. We want to wait 10 minutes for Runaway Railway. We want to make 5 minutes. This is the time to go. And so it really is. The first thing is you have to consider as a family, what are you looking for on this trip? And is it going to happen? Can it happen for you on this trip?
Well, I have hugged Mickey quite a lot, so I think I'm good.
Yeah.
In that area.
And it doesn't mean that you're not going to see the characters. I think that's one of the things that I was most curious about when I went down. And I went down opening weekend. That was like important to me to be able to go down so that we can tell people, hey, this is what the experience is like. I mean, I've been, 50 times? 50? I don't know how many times I've been to.
That's just in January.
I mean, not this year. But I was so impressed that I'm talking like every 10, 15 minutes, there was some sort of a character cavalcade. I got to see characters I don't ever see. I saw Goofy and Max. I mean, like, how often do you see Max in the parks? Like, seriously. It was crazy. And then there was another float that had Clarabelle Cow and Horace Horsecollar. And again, you don't see those characters a lot.
Well, the cool thing about the characters too, and I have not been. I'm actually going in September, and the cool thing about the characters is that they're not just like in a place where you go into a room, you stand beside them and take the picture. Right. It's like the characters are living there. Like Winnie the Pooh is traipsing across the field with a butterfly net, and Joy is skipping across the field. The stepsisters are on the balcony of Cinderella's castle, looking out and going back in like they live there.
And Dale are going over to Tom Sawyer Island, like.
Yeah, that's cool.
So they're natural, which is kind of fun. You've never seen that before, so.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, long ago, that you had interactions like that, and then they went away because of people waiting in lines now. Mm-hmm. And so when I saw videos of Winnie the Pooh frolicking through Epcot catching butterflies, I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Right.
So yeah, I was sold on that.
And I've seen numerous pictures of people with Joy over their shoulder, like there's Joy from Inside Out, maybe 6 or 8 feet away behind the fence, but she's still there in the picture, and she's waving, and so it's, and I can see I can see some character pictures happening like that as well. Winnie the Pooh off to the side in your picture, still acknowledging you're there, just not close, and maybe the princesses and the quote unquote face characters are harder to get to right now, but it's just kind of fun to see the characters in those elements. But again, it's one of those. Okay, well, we've never been, or we haven't been very much. We want to get up close and personal with the characters versus we can see the characters. We just can't get really close to them and give them hugs and get them close pictures and stuff. So, different kind of interaction.
Yeah. I think that's one of the things I've heard a lot of people say is, there's a lot of spontaneity with these trips now. So you don't know exactly when these people are coming through, but it's like, oh, all of a sudden there's this mini parade coming through, and it's fun. And a lot of people are saying, it'd be cool if they could do this going forward, after COVID. But the more I think about it, I'm like, there's no way, just because like you're shoulder to shoulder with people going down Main Street a lot of the time. So it's like, how would they do that? But But that seems fun, and just really the whole trip in general is spontaneous. I'm a super big planner, obviously, from booking so far, and I have a spreadsheet and all this stuff that I try to do, and it kind of drives me crazy because it's like, okay, next, and it was funny when we were planning this. I said, I'm not going to do that this year. I'm not going to get so crazy about it, and now I can't, which is kind of fun because you just kind of go and do, and whatever happens. And you mentioned like the fireworks. I mean, that's something my family doesn't care about, except when you're riding like Mine Train or Big Thunder Mountain and you see the fireworks. That's like the best thing ever, and we won't have that. That stinks, right? But we could go ride it twice, which is awesome.
Right.
Right. Exactly. I mean, it really is. And again, I do enjoy fireworks. I enjoy the nighttime shows, but it's not a must-do for me because I don't want to stand with a million of my best friends on Main Street.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
And I've had several clients. I do a lot of first-time people, because I come from a small town. So I'm kind of, even though that's 3 hours away from where I'm living now, they still know me. And a lot of, like, I'm the small town travel agent, that lives in a big city now. But and a lot of them go for the first time. I'm like their first-time trip planner. And like I said, I don't tell people don't go or do go, but I caution people. I'm like, this may be a trip. You may, I know you want to go in October or November, but you may want to consider going next year instead. You got little 3-year-old Megan, Anna, Morgan, Elizabeth, and you got little 4-year-old Jacob, whatever your name is, who's never been before. And you don't want the first time to be wearing masks, seeing Mickey from afar on a boat or whatever. Sure. You want the first time to be more special. So maybe consider, consider moving to next year. And some clients have said, we're going this year no matter what. Others have said we're moving to next year. Some have said we're canceling. We'll regroup later. So we've had all of that across the board. But it really just comes down to, what do you want to do? And what are you okay with not doing?
Yeah.
And I guess the secondary part is a lot of the concern that we have been getting from clients is about the safety. And like, okay, what are the protocols and are they enforcing X, Y, and Z?
Yeah.
And I have to say, I was incredibly impressed. And I say that like quite honestly. I went down. I was not sponsored when I went down. This was like literally, I paid for my trip. I went down, and I was honestly impressed. I watched them sanitize multiple rides while I was there. And it's not that it took an extreme amount of time, but it was smart how they did it. And I'm not going to say it's sanitized right before you get on, but at the longest, it was 2 hours. Right. Between sanitizations or whatever.
Between cleanings.
Between cleanings. Yes. They had hand sanitizer before and after the attraction. So you could, hopefully people were taking advantage if they hadn't just washed their hands or something. And then, I don't, the ones that really impressed me, so the teacups were waiting, and I never ride the teacups.
Oh, right there.
I rode the teacups. I do like the teacups, but I never wait.
Don't.
I'm like, it's hot. I don't want to wait. I'm like, there's like no line. I'm going to go on the teacups. And they paused in between. They sanitized like a quarter of them. They like took a quadrant and they like sprayed them down. They like wiped, pretty well. But they didn't like wipe everything so that it could like sanitize. They ran them empty while everybody was in the rest of the ride. And then they did it with a different quadrant.
Awesome. And then they burnt them with fire.
And then
yes.
And they don't burn.
Yes. Yep.
Flamethrowers walking around.
Nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. That's the one thing that I do not question at all is Disney's safety protocol. Like the bubble that's there is amazing, and everything I've seen has just been fantastic. Now, getting to the bubble, it's something you have to consider.
Yeah, you do have to get to the bubble.
Because the airport is clean, but it's maybe not as clean. And, maybe the Uber ride you're going to take is maybe not as clean, but, you do have to consider that. But one thing to remember, too, is that you do have to wear a mask, and that is not negotiable. And as a parent of a special needs child as well, one thing that we've been working with is the fact that if your children or whoever, and this is for listeners, if you can't wear masks, if it's sensory overload or something going on, or there's some sort of cognitive or physical disability where you can't wear a mask, you can't go. Because, I know people will say, well, the ADA, blah, 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 safety will trump the ADA in this case for a private company like Disney, and they won't let you in. And to avoid your heartbreak, figure out whether your family can deal with masks all day. We've actually been training our child for the last several weeks to get ready to go at the end of September. Wearing masks longer periods of time. We go out to stores and Target and Walmart. He has to wear a mask the whole time. He's fine and everything. But just understand, folks, that if you don't wear a mask or cannot wear a mask, you cannot get in. Don't be that guy that makes a scene and gets on YouTube and on Facebook. Don't be that guy. Please don't be that guy. No matter how well-meaning you are, don't be that. Ryan, don't be that guy.
Oh yeah, Ryan.
Ryan would be
wear
that guy.
No, I'm the guy that wears the mask.
Yeah.
I'm like I give my wife a hard time.
Yeah.
Like, she went someplace and she took a picture and she sent me the picture and she wasn't wearing a mask. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Put your mask on. I'm more concerned about my 2-year-old and her keeping her mask on, because that's the thing. That's going to be the hard part.
I think 3 and up, though. I think 2-year-olds are okay.
2. No, it's 2 and up.
It's 2. Okay.
It's
Crazy.
2 and up.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah, but I will say there are those relaxation stations. If you're really having a difficult time, go to a relaxation station so she can have it off for, a little bit of time. And the cast members are really great with the little ones too, because they will help remind, but they'll goes like, it's your superhero mask. They'll say something to.
I'll just bring the duct tape and be like, do you want the duct tape?
Do you remember the last
Duct
time?
tape. Woo!
You get to be a duck today.
Yeah. Yeah, but between the airplane and keeping a mask on her, that's the only 2 things that I'm concerned about. Because once I'm there, I'm pretty sure we're going to be fine. And my kids, because they're younger, they don't really like the fireworks, so that's not a big deal. Yeah. When we've waited in line to see characters, we wait all the way through the line, and then we get up there and they go, no, I don't want to. I don't
scared
want
to
go
death
up there. Yeah, so I'm fine with that part, and I'm fine without the fast passes. Really, I mean,
yeah.
Well, right now it's like walking on things.
Good, because you don't get a fast pass. Also, remember too, the parks will close in the evenings. They don't stay open past 7 o'clock. I think some are closing at 5 and 6 now. One of the things my family's kind of working through is, okay, once the last park closes at say 6, what do we do with the rest of our evening?
Yeah.
I mean, there's only so many times we can go to Disney Springs and hang out, and so we're actually staying at Fort Wilderness, so we know we have a pool there and we have different things to do and stuff. But consider that as well. What are you going to do to keep the kids happy? Are they going to go to the pool? How are they going to be entertained? And that kind of thing. And so just something to consider as well.
Well, and if you're DVC, they do have the movie rental still. If you, if that's something that your kiddos. Yeah. We'll sit and watch,
And that's another reason that we're because we were on the fence. But I think we're pretty much decided where we're going. But we were on the fence because we were at Saratoga, and we were like, well, because that's our home resort. Because when we had called, it was our month to call to book something different to change it, they were like, well, we could put you on a waiting list. Well, then I got the email. Congratulations, you've been bumped up to the Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Oh,
nice.
I'm like, they really want us there.
Yeah. It's meant to be.
It's meant to be. So
Caitlin's like, yeah, they moved us over to Pop Century Preferred.
Well, that's what I have. That's what we got. That's what we reserved was Pop Century Preferred. So
I love Pop Century.
I do too.
Jen's
favorite,
a resort
right?
snob, but I love Pop Century.
Yeah.
Jen is a resort snob. I am an unapologetic resort snob.
I get it, Jen, because being DVC, would you go back?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't expect Ryan to.
When the last trip, I had to take Catherine back. I drove him back to Pop Century, and I was driving through there look at the slums, the Disney slums.
Wow.
No, I'm just
dirty.
kidding.
Go home,
I'm
take
gonna
a
take
shower.
a shower.
What? It's
in my luxury resort.
Just joking. I've stayed at the Pop Century many times, and I love it.
What's so crazy is my wife and I stayed at Animal Kingdom Lodge on our honeymoon in 2005, which this will be our 15-year anniversary. Which this is another reason why it's we were going. It's and it was cheaper back then. It's astronomical how much it costs to get in there anymore. So it's crazy. But as long as we're on property, that's all I care about these days. I mean, we've considered going off property, but it's I like being in the bubble and not thinking, And
do you have your park passes? This is the important question.
Yeah. We had all that. I've had all that. We've made ADRs. We have. I even have some ADRs at close. Yeah. The time that they close, so it's we'll be in the park after everybody else leaves, which is awesome. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
ADR, advanced dining reservation for the uninitiated.
And there are 2 character experiences open right now.
That's awesome.
And I did one. I did Topolino's. Mm-hmm. So if you're able to snag a Topolino's reservation for breakfast,
nice.
Highly recommend.
Or call your travel agent.
You only get Max from Goop Troop. That's the only character you get. It's not even the kid version. It's a college version.
For just a second, because Jen was laughing, I thought you said Max Headroom. For just a split second, I was like,
they roll up a
I'm
TV.
Going.
David's like,
it's a primetime. It's a primetime cafe. Enjoy your chicken. Dated reference. Timely reference.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we have the cantina, Oga's Cantina, for after the park closes.
After it closes.
So,
nice.
I
don't even know what we're supposed to do until
I've done this before. The last time
you might be getting a call.
Oh, the last time that I went, we had one for after the park closes, and I walked, and the people that were with me, they're like, I don't think this is legit. I'm like, no, just follow me. And we walked back to Toy Story Land, and there was 2 cast members standing there, and I'm like, I got a reservation at Oga's, and they're like, oh, come on through. And they're like, oh,
come on through, Mr. Street.
And then we just wandered around Galaxy's Edge after dark, which was great. So
it's so beautiful after dark. It legit is.
Yeah, we made these reservations after they changed the hours, and so we're like, if they're available, then they're available. And from what I've read is somewhere or heard from somebody that if you have a reservation for after, then they're not going to change it.
Oh, good.
Unless it's super late, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm sure there's a cutoff at some point, but
I've kind of heard mixed things. I don't know if we have anything to change on it. It's like.
What happened?
YouTube is not receiving a good signal, but it'll pick up. It's all right.
You're freezing every now and then. Your picture is.
I don't know what to do.
It's fine.
It's fine.
I've got the recording.
Yes,
so.
You've got the important part.
I hope that now that the Actors Union and Disney have come to agreement, I'm hoping some of the experiences will start to open back up. I'm hoping, fingers crossed.
With the actors,
that would be cool.
Yeah, because it's just about.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
And Savi's has been closed for me, and
poor thing, you can't get a 10th lightsaber.
No, it would only be a 3rd one from Savi.
But if you buy a $5 raffle ticket, you could win one of those things.
That's right.
Help a great cause. I'm just saying. Website at the top of the show.
I mean, you could do a droid.
My son has a droid, so, and he said it was funny. He goes, Dad. He gets all serious. He's like 5 years old. He'll be 6, and he gets all serious. He's like, next time we go to Disney. I'm like, yeah. He goes, I think we need to make another droid because R2 is very lonely. And of course, I'm like, yes, let's do it. And my wife's like, I don't know.
That's a smart kid.
That's awesome.
So
he's learning young.
I've started making my own kyber crystals for my Savi's lightsabers, and so now I sort of want to get another one because I've made a R2D2 kyber crystal and a C3PO kyber crystal. They're way back over there. I can't really. I'll show them after. I'll show it to you afterwards. And I've got an idea for some other ones, but I'm like, I want to get another saber because one of them is an elemental nature kyber crystal, and I'm like, well, then I need an elemental nature Savi's lightsaber. It only makes sense.
No.
I mean, it's a need. It really is. It's
You cannot go on living without that.
It's I mean, it's in your midichlorians. It's just it's who you are.
The 2 that I have, I didn't pay for. They were gifts. So I mean, technically, I haven't spent
like really the first one.
Yeah, technically.
Yeah.
Anyways,
his patron just shakes his head.
Now, do you guys have any Disney questions in terms of your trip and stuff? Anything specific? I would love to make sure we answer everything we need to answer.
Absolutely.
So do we for since we're talking about Batuu right now, for Rise of the Resistance, they're still doing the
boarding groups.
Boarding groups. Are they doing that more than once a day, or how's that working now?
10 a.m. and 2 p.m.
Yep.
In fact, I have clients down there right now. They did not get it at 10 a.m., but they got it at 2 p.m. They were in a, quote, backup boarding group, but it was like, the time she texted me, they were already on boarding group 55, and they were boarding group 76, and that was like 2:30 p.m. I'm like, I think you're going to be good. I never heard, so never know.
So once basically right at opening, and then once middle of the day.
Yeah,
right.
middle of the day.
That was the most stressful thing of my last trip, because I went down there to do that, like just for like a couple of days. I'm like, I'm going down there just to do the ride. And it's like, oh gosh, am I going to get on the ride? Did I fly all the way here and then not get on?
We have a photo of all of us. A bunch of our agency went to Disneyland in January. Someone snapped a picture. There were like all of us in a circle, like with our fingers poised right before.
Well, and it's funny because everything in that area got over here, a little group over there, our group, and like everybody was huddled around in little groups to get their boarding passes. And then you heard whenever it opened up, you heard people go, I got group 17, 19, 45. People are moaning like, crap, I can't get in. It was hilarious. And Jen, you got what, group 20? And I think
we got group 20
right next to you, standing next to you. I got like group 70 or like 106 or something.
It was like
way up there.
But
yeah,
we all got on.
Yeah, we all got on, which was really great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I got to do it twice so far. So I got to do it in A mode and B mode.
Oh.
So B mode's a little different. You get a different Kylo experience. I won't ruin it for anybody, but you get a different Kylo. So what about food? For 2020 trip? Like,
sit down or quick service?
Yeah, like how's it going? Is there restaurants opening? Is it all quick service? Is it all how's it going?
It's all in tubes, and you have to suck it really quick. All tubed form.
They have a special mask that has like a valve.
Yeah. You plug it in. You snap.
Just a digestion station that you have to go to. Yeah. You eat real quick. You have they time you, and then you're out. So. Jen, you can probably speak to the food better than I can because you were there and experienced it. So.
I was. So not every single restaurant is open, but many restaurants are open. Particularly character dining experiences, aside from the two I mentioned, are pretty much not open right now. Some of the buffets have not reopened yet either, although, of course, a lot of the buffets are also, character meals. So lots of them are working. And then there is also quick service available, and you can do the pre-order. Of course, we were kind of talking about that, I think, before we went live.
Yep.
You can do the mobile order on those. And then a lot of the snack stands are open as well. So really not much has changed aside from a few of the sit-downs are not open anymore. And then, of course, restaurants are at 50% capacity. They have tables marked off for the distancing. And then the other big change is for the table service to check in. So rather than like going up to the podium, you're going to do the QR code.
Awesome.
Yeah. And a lot of the restaurants are using the QR code for the menus as well.
Make sure you carry your fuel rod because you're going to be using that phone like crazy.
Your phone a lot. Fuel rod is good.
This is true.
And you can't go to a resort unless you have a dining reservation. So if you're like, hey, we're just going to go visit, visit Animal Kingdom Lodge, which you're there, but if we're going to visit wherever, you have to have a dining reservation to go there. However, there is, whether it works or not, I've heard that you can go, like if you had, say, Kona at Polynesian, and then you ate dinner or whatever, hopped on the monorail and maybe went to Contemporary, they may or may not check you when you go in. Be prepared to be stopped, but more than likely you should be able to go in, kind of look around. That's just the monorail resorts. So don't go visiting everyone thinking you're going to hop right on in there.
Are most restaurants at the resorts open? Or because I was noticing everything was open. I think only Sana.
Yeah, Sanaa is open, and then the quick service. Boma is a buffet.
No, they have a sauna.
But the sauna's open. I don't know if the sauna should be open.
Yeah. I'm from Tennessee. Now. I can say it however I want to.
I like that Santa.
That's how
really
DVC
good.
Members say it.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Well, the main Animal Kingdom Lodge isn't open yet, right?
No, and that's why GEEK isn't open.
That's why GEEK's not open and Boma's not open.
But Sanaa is open because Kidani Village is open.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then at most of the other resorts, a lot of the, I hate to say it, like the main restaurant, it seems like in every hotel. There's like a main restaurant. There might be other ones as well. Contemporary had the Wave open, and it had when it reopens, it's going to be family style.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. And California Grill, I'd have to double check. But like at Grand Floridian Cafe was open, Narcoossee's was closed, Stitcher Crow's was closed. Kona Cafe was open at Polynesian, but not Ohana. So, yeah. But there is something at every resort open.
Yeah. Was the afternoon tea open at Grand Floridian, or was that closed?
No, because I tried to go. It was closed.
Yeah, that's the thing. My 2-year-old, she said something. She likes to have tea with my wife, and she said her about tea at the Grand Floridian, and she's like, "Can we go?" They're closed.
Sadly enough, the End Zone food court at All Star Sports is closed because All Star Sports is closed, but the Everything Pop food court is open at Pop Century, so you can definitely go there, which is great.
Jen's favorite, what I've heard.
Yeah, I love saying club.
Jen's not even sure they have value resorts unless I tell her about them. She's like, "Oh, that's right, they have those, don't they?"
Value resort.
I think the real important question is tough to be a bug open?
Nope, never again. They're closing it permanently.
Jen loves it.
Oh, it's her favorite. I love Tough to be a bug.
They've refurbished it. Now it's tough to.
The murder hornets are coming down from the ceiling.
Yeah,
Tiger King instead of Hopper's Tiger King popping up with everything.
They got people sneezing on stage, and they got the little water spurts like in front of you hitting you.
Yeah, they sneeze. What about the meth gators? Are they in there somewhere? I don't know.
Yeah, they're in there.
There's so many things that happened in 2020. I've forgotten all the things that happened in 2020 because we're just on to the next thing every other day.
Well, here in Houston, there is parks being invaded by giant rats that are like this big. No. You have to tell. This is how big the bodies are. I saw a video of a pack of giant rats going up and stealing the food from ducks. Like they're just going in like whoosh, like this gang of rats.
Mortified.
Yeah. So 2020 is crazy.
Ooh.
But Japan now has an operating giant Gundam mech that will save us all. Okay. Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I've been waiting for the Kaijus to come on board and get with it. So yeah, this is great.
Now. This thing can take a very slow step.
It's if you haven't seen the video, it's impressive. It is
really impressive. It's really cool.
So it'll either save us or kill us all. We'll find out. Yeah.
Anything is possible because
it's 2020.
Yeah.
And we think 2021 is going to be suddenly different. It's probably not.
No,
let's just go.
Let's hold some hope out, please.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to change that fast.
If you like 2020,
wait for 2021.
This is like what Scotty. I mean, this is really what we thought Y2K would be 20 years ago.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The computers are just now kicking in.
It took 20 years to get to it.
I mean, Maximum Overdrive is suddenly a documentary. Who knew?
Yeah. All right, you guys have any more questions about Disney?
Oh, I'm good. Jen, do you have any questions?
Katrin, do you have anything else?
I had one, but I forgot it because I was sitting here looking at the feed.
Any questions that your wife may have?
No. I think she's on board with it. I've got her kind of excited about like with the reservations that I've made because we're going to a few restaurants we've never been to and
cool.
Doing some things like I said after hours. So it's like, we get the park to ourselves, which we were excited. That was the crazy thing. Is like we made all these ADRs 180 days before, and we had an early morning at Magic Kingdom. We were excited about. We got Ohana. We got all this stuff, and we're like, it's probably not going to happen because we got all this, But I got her excited again by, with all these. So I think the only thing she's concerned about now is the trip, like we were talking about, and because otherwise you're in the bubble.
Yeah.
I think I was going to ask about doing the resort hopping because I've heard some people doing that, and I think, you can also do like the Skyliner and go through those as well since we'll be at Pop.
You can.
So I'm interested in that. That's going to be fun. But
go walk through Riviera. It's fantastic.
That's what I hear. I hear they have a bocce ball court there
They
as
do.
well. Which we played bocce tonight. My son loves playing it too, and I was like, we need to go there when we go. He's like, yeah.
Forget going to the parks.
That's right. Well, yeah.
Playing bocce ball.
Well,
My wife is this. My wife is the same way. She has I'm my own worst travel agent. I have put such care and particulars into everybody else's. And for my trip, I'm like, whatever. My wife does the whole Excel spreadsheet. I call it the threat matrix. And it's the whole Excel spreadsheet. And we were going to go in March. And then that got moved to May. And that got moved to June. Then it got moved to early September. And then late September. And she's, at the end of it, she's planned like all these dinners 5 different times, and she's like, I hate everything right now. All this sucks.
Yeah. Well, so what about like going into stores? I mean, are people having to kind of get in a queue for stores a lot?
Oh, that's a great question. So it depends on the store. The only one I had to stand in queue for was Memento Mori, because of course that's
so small.
Like
That's tiny
it's
store.
a teeny little store.
Yeah.
It can only accommodate so many, and I never stood more than 5 minutes.
Oh, cool.
Probably not even 5 minutes. Then, like at the Emporium, they have blocked off a lot of the entrances.
Yeah.
So you have to go in certain ones, and there's like cast members with iPads, and they're clicking up and down like when people exit and enter.
That's awesome. Yeah, I was thinking about, which we're going October. It's still hot, but it's not that bad. But you still want to be able to get into air conditioning occasionally, and like when you want to, not let me go stand in queue and then I'll get in. But, so that's good to know that. I mean, because there's still not a lot of people going. I'm kind of thinking those numbers will change in October. We're going on our fall break, so I feel like there's got to be more people going. But
I've seen pictures of the crowds that have picked up here and there, and not every day, but I mean, I've seen a friend of mine went 2 weeks ago or a week or two ago, and she was getting into Epcot, and the lines were backed up like at opening. I mean, the half-mile line of cars to get into Epcot. She's like, it's taking us forever to even get in, and so don't be surprised to see some of those early people. People are going early, getting their stuff done, and getting out.
Yeah,
and not sitting all day there. So.
And that's one of the things I heard a lot of people say too. Is like, don't. It used to be you go early as you can so that you can get in and out and beat everybody.
Right.
Now it's don't go early because that's when everybody else is going. Go, an hour or so later.
Out at night.
It's crazy. Why would you not want to be there?
Yeah, we take the bus. Jen has the limo service and the valet. And,
you're gonna do it.
That's included in DVC. I don't understand.
Yeah, right.
Sprinkling rose petals on the pavement as you walk through the parking lot to the tram.
Your bed's just covered in money when you get there.
Well,
Rose petals,
it's funny. It's funny you mentioned that because a trip I went by myself for a conference or something, and went to Disney. And when I went to the car place, the guy was like, "Oh, we've upgraded your car for you," and I'm like, "Oh, great! I wonder what it is." And I get out, and it's a minivan. No! And I'm like, the only time that I come to Disney by myself, I get the minivan. Not when I have the whole family. So I told somebody that I had a minivan for the week at Disney, and they go, "You can get those for the full week? Like, how much is that?" They thought I was talking about the MINNIE. I'm like, so I went along. I was like, "Yeah, you can. They drive you around anywhere."
Well, with your DVC and your bed's made of money.
I mean,
the GPS is a really high pitched voice. But, I mean,
turn here.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I had the Donald one. You couldn't understand anything.
Was that left or right?
What do you think?
the goofy one just gets you lost. Like you don't know.
Of course, I told you.
Should have taken that left turn. Of course.
Maybe you should have that way.
That was good.
Yeah, he's our fan of many voices.
Like it.
I do weird voices.
Yeah, I won't attempt that ever again. Not with you on the show.
Oh man. Well, you guys, if there's nothing else, you guys want to play a game?
Let's do it.
Do it.
I love games.
All right. So we got to divide up in teams. And I think it would be unfair to divide it up iamGEEK and, the Main Street because you guys would probably slaughter iamGEEK.
If we need to do boys versus girls, I understand. Because Jen's pretty smart. She can handle it.
Just saying.
I'm very feminine. I can feel that.
Since Jen, you're the only lady here tonight, we will let you choose.
Oh, wait.
Which one do you like the best?
It's like
If you're on YouTube, go ahead and make your comment on YouTube. Go ahead and make your base now on who she picks.
Okay, wait. Okay, we gotta do
We'll have to
some
wait. We have to wait like a minute though
waiting?
because they're always delayed. So
Yeah.
Right. Shoot. Like we're gonna do eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
So don't worry, whoever you don't pick is going to feel horrible.
Yeah, horrible.
Okay. Oh, dang it.
Just take Chris. It's
Pick
fine.
me. Pick me.
Yeah. You know what? I'll take Chris.
Yeah,
I will
take
take
Chris.
Chris.
Oh.
Okay, we're gonna
You're
win.
going to regret that.
I decided. I'm like, I'll let David. I'll let David have Chris.
Yeah.
I'll give you guys.
Let's not build those expectations up about how good this is going to be because I don't know what we're walking into. Just
I know.
Yeah, who
To be
knows?
fair, I'm like,
90s
right.
music, Hootie and the Blowfish. I'm good. Some of these Disney questions can get tough, so you
Okay,
know.
This all these questions have to deal with Disney World, so it's not
Okay.
like what animator animated the second scene in Bambi. It's nothing like that.
John Bluth.
How did you? And again, I tried to find random questions that most people, because I was like, I'll look up some different quizzes online just to see. And one was like, the hardest Walt Disney World quiz you'll ever take. So I clicked on it. I was like, oh, what's this? And the first question was, how many theme parks are there at Walt Disney World? And I'm like, what is this?
oh my gosh, amateurs.
MGM, Animal Planet.
That was like a Disney Parks one though, right?
Harry Potter.
From the Disney Parks blog,
Six
right?
Flags.
Oh, they have bad ones. Disney
Yeah.
Parks blog has these quizzes ever.
Yeah. Well, they don't want to scare people away and make them
Right.
mad. It's
Yeah.
like, I hate this quiz. I hate Disney.
So I just
Terrible.
I sort of found a bunch of just random facts and I turned them into a quiz because the quizzes that I found, I was like, I'm not going to insult the intelligence of our guests.
Jen, I feel like our show's on the line.
I know, right? Like I feel like if we're terrible at this, it's like
So here's what we're gonna do. No matter what the answer is, just act like we got it right, and we can dub in the answers later.
done.
Don't worry, since you're both on a separate team, one of you will win.
One of you will win.
Yeah, awesome. Yes. Awesome.
And then you could go back to your podcast and boast about how you beat the other person.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's gonna happen. I can guarantee, regardless of who wins.
Question number 1. I'm ready.
I've thought of this through. Okay. Remember, these are multiple choice.
Okay.
So well, I would say we could flip a coin. I don't have a coin.
That was my issue.
Oh, wait, here's a coin.
Point shortage.
It's you can't see
That's
the coin.
cash.
It's a Mandalorian
Ooh.
medallion that was handed to me
Ah.
in Batu because somebody liked the lightsaber. I make these fun lightsabers. I'll show you later.
Nice.
They liked my light, so they handed me this and they said, "You deserve this."
This is the
Okay.
way.
So, Katrin, I'll just give you the heads, and Chris, you take the tails. I'm gonna flip it.
I do usually take the rear. That's fine.
Okay. Gosh, that's what she said. Anyway,
Golly, cut that out. Jeez.
sorry.
Cut it out.
All right,
Ready?
flip that
Go
coin there,
there.
faster.
What was
It
that question
right
again?
there. It was right there.
Jeez.
Oh, we have fun on here.
They're gonna put the E on there now. So
Brian's
say you
like,
find
"Oh,
the
we're family friendly.
Main Street
And
show
then he
has
does
the
that.
E on.
Well, I just said it because they brought it up earlier. All that's what I'll say.
Yeah.
Here we go. Heads, Katrin, tails, Chris. Oh, tails, Chris.
Ooh.
that could be good or bad. You never know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Guys, you want to go first or second? You get to decide since you won.
Chris, what do you want to do?
I'm thinking first.
All right.
It's like the first question that he came up with. So it
It's
might be
usually going to be
easiest.
easy, but he may
Now, if you
change
get
it now
if
that you
get
said
it-
that.
Yeah.
If you get it wrong, the other team has a chance to steal. So.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
What? Okay, this is an easy one. No pressure.
Of course.
What is the tallest structure in Walt Disney World? A. Spaceship Earth. B. Tower of Terror. C. Expedition Everest. D. Cinderella's Castle. E. A. And sorry.
Are
E.
you going through the whole alphabet?
Oh, no, well, I had to do it. E. Spaceship Earth and Cinderella Castle, both are the same size. And or F. Tower of Terror
Oh, you're gonna
and
have to.
Expedition Everest.
What?
This requires me to remember all of this.
Yeah, you
Hang
have
on.
like
Terrible.
a board.
L test track. M Frozen Ever After.
Z, none of the above.
W, Chewbacca walking through Galaxy's
Wait, let's
Edge.
just do it this way. I'll make it easier on you. A, Spaceship Earth, B, Tower Terror, C, Expedition Everest, or D, Cinder Castle.
Okay. that was like sitting there and I'm going like, I know that they might. It's
There's a reason.
I know the answer. So
yeah,
no matter
I know,
what.
it's Chris, would you like to weigh in?
Oh no, you go right ahead. I trust you.
Well, don't hate me if I'm wrong. Because this is one that it's 1 foot difference, I think, between two of them. And Cinderella Castle, I believe, is the tallest because it has to have the lights on the top. But what?
Yeah, it has the light. That's what I was saying.
It has the light for the airplanes.
Yeah.
But I see Ryan's face. He's like,
sounds promising to me.
Can we answer? Or
is that your answer?
That's my answer.
Okay, you guys have a chance to steal.
Yes.
Oh.
It is Expedition Everest because whenever Joe Rohde realized that Cinderella's Castle and Expedition Everest were the same size, he actually went up there and put like a small pole, like lightning cable with it.
That's right. I did.
To basically take it up an extra foot or so. So I think it's coming in like $199, I believe.
Wow.
So that is correct. But here's why I had to do the weird thing. Actually, Expedition Everest and Tower of Terror are both the exact same size at 199 feet.
I'll go with that because you got the paper in front of you.
I believe you. I'll go.
I would just dispute that in a court of law.
Tower of Terror does also have the light.
Cinderella Castle is 183 feet tall.
Sorry, Chris, I let you down.
It's the internet, so if I'm wrong,
well, it must be right.
That
You must
but
have
it's
it on
okay. It's okay.
blame it on the internet. All right.
Look it up.
All right. So wait, I guess I should write down.
We have a point. Or do we have a point? Well,
I think
You have
so.
a point.
yes, we have a point.
DC and CJ. That's our team name.
We're winning.
All right, here we go. This is for Dollar and Chris.
Let's do it.
What is the? Okay,
$1
this one does not have multiple choice. This is the only question that doesn't have multiple choice.
Of course.
What is the oldest attraction in the Magic Kingdom?
Oldest attraction in the Magic Kingdom.
That's still there, or is that what you mean?
Yeah.
It's still active.
Okay, so, Keitra, my answer is going to be Peter Pan's Flight because I think it opened up with the park. That's my guess. Although I don't know if the question's like, okay, there are attractions that are older than the Magic Kingdom, but they were brought in. So Cinderella's Carousel, the Regal Carousel, because it's like 100 years old. I'm going to go with that. We're going to say the Carousel because it was originally built in like 1642 or something.
I don't know.
It wasn't 1642.
I know.
Prince Charming's Regal Carousel. I'll give it to you.
Yes.
It was built in 1917.
Oh,
Yes.
1917.
Close
Awesome.
enough. I was
That's
close.
Yeah.
1600s, 1917.
Well, you know.
Give it to you. All right.
We're winning, Jen, by the way, just so you know.
Oh, hey.
There you go, Jen and Chris.
Yep.
How much soda do Walt Disney World guests drink each year?
Gosh.
Year? Oh gosh.
Wait a minute. This
I've got multiple choice.
It's
Like
not multiple
the size
choice.
of Lake Erie? Like what?
I told you I found the most random facts. A, 75 million beverages.
Okay.
B, 13 million beverages. C, 70 million beverages. Or D, 18 million beverages.
I mean, I feel like this is a shot at the dark. I mean,
Yeah. So say the
So
numbers.
75 million, 13 million, 70 million, or 18 million.
I would take
That's a lot of soda.
I guess it just depends on if they counted during a year that I went, because I can down some Coca-Cola
That's
when
in
I'm in the
like
parks.
that's just in Walt Disney World.
Yeah, just Walt Disney World. The whole,
Just Walt Disney World.
Yeah. Okay. That's.
not planet Earth.
I feel like this cannot be held against me at all.
No.
Well, you took a shot at the last one. I can take a shot at this
All
one.
right, you take a shot at
You
this.
can you can blame me on this one.
All right.
I'm gonna go with 70. People are thirsty.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good news is they're taking a
you have
shot.
a guess?
too.
I was gonna guess like the biggest number, which is the 75, right? I don't know. What are you thinking?
Well, I was going lower, like 18 million, because 75 seemed like quite a bit. I'm trying to count in my head how many.
Yeah.
But But when they said the answer, Ryan's face was like he had that face of like, oh, you were so close. So I can't tell if that's meaning they were just close or I don't know.
Start hiding my face.
I'm gonna let you guess it. I was saying 18, but if you want to go with the highest number, I mean, they've already lost the point.
Right. So let's go with the higher number. 75.
75 million is correct.
Oh.
Here's the thing that's very interesting. The fact. So Disney World visitors drink 75 million Coca-Cola beverages each year, compared to just 13 million bottles of water.
Oh gosh,
that's a huge difference.
Yeah,
that's why nobody can fit into the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train cars.
Isn't very that true?
Crazy though? I mean, this is Florida where you need to stay hydrated.
I'm like that's.
But it's those refillable mugs, right? Where you just I want more.
Dude. Now, unless they're counting Club Cool when that was a thing, if you're like.
Yeah. How much? Now is the next question. How much Beverly is?
Yeah. How much Beverly?
Yeah. 2.
It's gone though, right?
How much Beverly is?
For the moment.
For the moment,
we'll see.
All right, so you can get Beverly at the Coca-Cola store.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Right.
Pro tip.
Sure.
Yeah. Pro tip right there. If you want some of that,
why would you want to?
I don't know. But you have to pay for it up there.
Oh,
that's true.
That's true.
All right, so whose turn?
It's our turn. We need to get a point on the board because I'm feeling.
All right. What was the price of admission when Disney's Magic Kingdom first opened in 1971? A, $5, B, $9, C, $4.50, or D, $3.50?
Yeah, I know this one.
I know it's either C or D. The sad part is I have those ticket booklets downstairs that I could look at. Give me C and D again.
C is $4.50 and D is $3.50.
You left something downstairs, right? Accidentally, right down.
Yeah, I gotta go.
You gotta check your sound. It's hooked up downstairs. Make sure it's working.
All right.
My first thought was $4.50.
All right. The only reason I don't think it's $4.50 is because I remember one of my ticket booklets has $4.25. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Which would lead me to think $3.50.
All right, that's sound judgment to me.
I mean, that's what I'm gonna go with. Final answer.
Yeah.
It is $3.50.
Wow, nice.
You got a point.
That blows my mind, though.
Yeah, when Disney's Magic Kingdom first opened in 1971, admission gets back just $3.50, the price of a bottle of Dasani water at Disney today.
Oh, it's
so
about $4.
If you adjust it for inflation, that's about $21.
Still, it's crazy.
Unfortunately, that's not what the prices are today.
So I do remember.
Still only got one e-ticket. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I do remember the first time I went with Ryan. It was like 2002, and it was $54 or something crazy like that. It's crazy.
They jumped up about $3 to $4 every year in admission for about like 15 years. Every year was like $3 or $4 extra. And I remember when, and Jen may remember this too, as a travel agent community, we were all buzzing about like which park was going to go over the $100 mark because they were sitting at $99 and one. It was such quaint times. We look back at that and now we're like $100.
Those were good days. Magic Kingdom, the peak day, it's $119. What?
Anyways,
we're on the board.
Yes,
you're on the board.
Good job.
Okay, this next question, it was the most interesting question I think of.
Oh dear.
It was on here. I love it.
We can't blow this, man. We got 3-1 lead. We gotta take this home.
Where does the rainwater go when it rains on Spaceship Earth? A,
Spain. No.
Yes, Spain. A,
that stays mainly on the plane.
Right. That's
right. A, down the side to the ground below. B, through a passage to World Showcase Lagoon.
Ooh.
C, to a filtration system in the Land Pavilion. Or D, to Test Track, and that's why it's always closed.
D.
D. Definitely D.
Well, we know it's not A because water doesn't fall on your head when you're walking under Spaceship Earth because they have those fun little things.
It has.
So
they did have a leak. They have had leaks underneath it before. But anyways, but not on purpose.
Read B and C again, if you don't mind.
Oh, yes. B, through a passage to the World Showcase Lagoon, or C, to a filtration system in the land pavilion.
I thought it went all the way Universal to the ET ride.
That's why it smells so funny.
Yeah.
It's the Dudley Do-Right, Ripshaw Falls.
Golly.
This is a crapshoot, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jen knows the answer too, so if we get this wrong, she's gonna nail it. I know that.
Choke.
Yeah.
Choke.
B.
Test track. Say test track.
We'll go with B.
Yeah,
We'll go with B. We'll go with B.
Through the passage to the World Showcase Lagoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're correct.
I'm very disappointed.
Isn't that the craziest thing, though?
crazy.
It funnels through Spaceship Earth to the Showcase Lagoon, which is like how far away?
Efficiency. I mean, that's...
It's incredible. I did the Epcot tour, the behind-the-scenes Epcot tour, and learned about that. So that's
Cheater.
why.
They should make that into a ride. You get on top of Spaceship Earth, and when it rains, it's like only when it rains though is when it's open.
We should have gotten second. See, I would have gotten that.
All right, you guys are doing well. Neck and neck.
Chris, we're doing well.
That's right.
Yeah. We're so well.
All right. If every autograph book sold at Disney.
Wait a minute!
Each year was stacked atop one another, how high would it stand?
Why do we get all the
multiple
height
choice, by the way?
You should... Yeah. This is par for the course, though.
Tall, 4,000 feet tall, 2,000 feet tall, or 1,971 feet tall.
Say those numbers again.
Right, Rain Man. What the?
10,000 feet tall. This was on the internet. 4,000 feet tall, 2,000 feet tall, or 1,971 feet tall.
I mean, I feel like
D was my joke answer because that's 1971.
1971. I was looking. I was like, that's like
There's an off chance Jen would have gone for that. I was hoping for that.
No, I was looking at it and I was like,
I feel like it's high.
It
Like
would be high.
Number.
It's
But for 2020, it's zero.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's in the negative somehow.
Yeah.
A typical year. Wait, what was A again? 2000 what?
10,000 feet,
Oh,
4,000 feet.
I mean, you want to go with the tallest number just because, like, the soda thing?
Yeah. I mean, are they
Could be a
thick?
trick.
Are they?
No, I have one right over there. They're about, maybe
yay big.
half an inch.
Yeah, sure. We can go with 10.
10,000? All right. 10,000 feet.
Yeah.
So, Patreon in dollar.
I'm gonna say 4 because I feel like 2 is low.
Yeah.
We got a 3-point
I
lead
agree.
here, so we'll say 4.
Yeah, I feel like he was throwing a trick in there.
Yeah.
That is correct. It's 4,000 feet, which is the same height as 200 Cinderella castles.
If we were in golf, we're doing great.
I mean, we are kicking butt in golf.
Yeah.
Also, those last 2 questions for us, I feel like
What the heck?
Jen, I believe in you. You can
cannot
still
be
come
held
back.
against
You
me.
can still come back. I believe in you.
Yeah.
I'll make the last question worth 50,000 points.
Okay.
Whose line is it?
Whose turn is it?
I think
It's our turn to get
Vacation
to
just
ask
Yeah.
the question.
Okay.
Yeah.
In pounds, this is another hard one. Which do visitors consume the most of? Hamburgers, mac and cheese, watermelon, or ketchup?
So in British money.
I was gonna say in British money. Okay.
No, pounds.
Is it at Disney World or the country fair?
Yeah.
Corn
dogs.
Where do they sell watermelon?
Oh, right.
No,
Can we get
but-
some churros?
They do.
I mean, I would honestly say her burgers because Cosmic Rays is like the second or third busiest restaurant in the world. That's my guess is burgers.
Understand? Can I just interject that?
Yeah.
I don't understand Cosmic Rays being busier than like Columbia Harbor House. Sorry.
But it's so good.
But-
I do
I mean,
not like Columbia Harbor House.
Katrin, your thought? I mean, what do you think?
I don't like. So that's why. Hamburgers, mac and cheese, watermelon, or ketchup.
But the thing about watermelons is they're super heavy, right? Because of all
Yeah.
the water. It's
How many places
many
sell
burgers?
watermelon at Disney World?
I know, I don't know, but you think about
Think
like,
of how
the fruit
Get
cups
inside
or something. I
watermelon.
don't.
But this
I
could be a
mean,
trick
it's like
question too, because ketchup.
90% water and
I mean, you eat
10%
ketchup on
pepper.
everything.
Yeah.
So this could be like one of those. You can't believe that you eat more ketchup than I'm gonna let you pick it. I'm gonna let you pick the answer on this one.
Man.
I'm gonna go. I would go
I'm
with
with
burgers.
you guys
but
that I don't know
yeah.
where watermelon could be sold though, so it's got to be in some fruit cup, I guess, but that can't be that much. People aren't eating fruit cups at Disney. Come on.
No.
Let's go with burgers.
And they're drinking soda.
We'll go with
apparently.
burgers.
Yeah.
It's probably watermelon. He's looking at me like he's like,
Yeah.
No, you're correct. Burgers.
oh, it is correct.
Here,
Oh.
7 million hamburgers, 500,000 pounds of mac and cheese, 1 million pounds of watermelon, and 2 million pounds of ketchup.
Where?
Where is the watermelon?
I don't know.
We need to hunt
There's
that
like
down.
a-
I love
There's
watermelon.
like 1 million pounds of it laying around there somewhere each year.
I mean, at the land pavilion, I guess.
Yeah.
At the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, they got the
Oh,
water
yeah,
samples.
that's true. Yeah.
Get off.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right.
I just want to see like 1 million pounds of watermelon just laying around somewhere.
Gee whiz.
That would be crazy.
There's that fruit market in Hollywood Studios as you're walking towards Tower. That's the only place I can think of that
oh
would
my
sell
gosh,
watermelon.
right, there is watermelon.
That's
right
it.
there.
And there is some, I think, by Liberty Square where
They
they have
do?
like fruit
There
cups.
is
Whoa.
a Liberty.
That's all I got.
Wow.
They grow watermelon in the land
The
pavilion.
lands.
Mhm.
So
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're right. People don't eat watermelon. That's why we have so many Coke sold and not enough water sold.
75
Because
million or whatever.
people are eating
Cokes.
burgers and not watermelon.
All right.
Wow.
The burgers are actually made of watermelon.
This yeah. There's the yeah. This next question is based off of my favorite ride at Disney World.
Oh yes.
They know it. No. Big Thunder Mountain. My favorite ride, Disney
Okay.
World. I don't know why. I just love it. Which one is not a name of a Big Thunder Mountain train?
Okay. Oh, gosh.
There's a bunch of them. There's 6 of them. There's
All
6.
right. Okay.
So one of these is not going to be the one.
All right.
I.B. Hardy.
Okay.
I am brave.
Okay.
I am fearless.
Okay.
You be wild. You be bold. You are daring. You are courageous.
I think it's wild. No, it's not.
Wildest-
No, it's not.
Wow.
Read them again. Read them again.
I be hardy. I am brave.
That's
I
one.
think really.
I am fearless. You be wild. You be bold. You are daring. You are courageous.
You is important.
Do you have a? Do you have a? Do you have a?
Oh, no. No, I'm just going on length. You're courageous is really long.
Yeah. I was about to say
Um,
you'd be wild, but I'm like, it is the wildest ride in the wilderness. I actually do pay attention to those trains when they come in, and I recognize most of those.
Which ones don't you recognize?
I do not recognize Courageous,
Okay.
and I don't remember Wild, but like I could see Wild being one.
But is it
Yeah.
a trick?
But is it? A,
But I'm also trying to think, like, what words does Ryan know?
that might have to speak to.
Yeah.
Wow. I know all of these words. Thank you very much.
And Hardy, is it Hardy or Hearty?
Hearty.
Okay.
Oh.
Hardy.
Hardy. All right. I think I want to say it's Courageous because they already have Brave, and I know Brave is one.
That's kind of what that one just seems long, like it's a lot of letters.
Yeah, I'll go with Courageous. You want to?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Katrin and Dollar. David Dollar. Which one would you pick?
Go with courageous.
Give me to read them again.
Yeah, read them again.
All right.
I have no clue.
Then
This is
it's-
completely shot in the
Well, I
dark.
won't. I won't. I
I
know.
be hardy. I am brave. I am fearless. You be wild. You be bold. You are daring. You are courageous.
Gosh.
We know that Courageous is one of them, obviously.
Go with courageous. Go with courageous.
Honestly, I can't even remember all the things he just
I
said.
don't either.
I'll
The pirate one at the first was kind of weird. I'd be
Hardy,
I'm like,
brave, fearless, bold, daring, wild. Sorry.
yeah.
the fruits of the spirit. Okay.
Right.
Hardy.
Yeah, I'm going with Hardy.
You be I am
Yeah,
Hardy. Whatever.
yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, sorry, Jen. If you went with your first
Dang
instinct,
it! I Oh,
You be wild. I
Ah.
did that on purpose because it's
I
the wildest.
knew. I was like, you be wild, and I went,
Yeah.
wait.
Oh.
Never
Does this mean we lost our lead?
No.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
All right.
so one of our listeners on the live stream, Winchester, says he's researching the watermelon.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
So-
good.
Yeah, I need to know about the water.
Yeah, he is a former cast member from the college program.
He was down there
At Batu.
when they got shut down. So
Yeah.
so
He can find out for us.
yeah, that's where I met him, and that's how he started watching the show. I met him in Batu. I was carrying my version of the Darksaber, which I'll show you guys later, maybe. And he was like, "I like your Darksaber," and he showed me his broom. He said, "This is my lightsaber," and then we just
There you
started
go.
talking. Anyways, all right, here we go.
High level.
What? This is an easy one. This is very simple. Who
So
wants the
this is our
easiest
question then?
How tall is?
Okay, I'll give it to you guys since you can have the easiest question on the.
Isn't this our question though?
It's their question. No, give it to them. It's all right.
You guys are like killing them. So. What is the name of the castle at the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World? A. Cinderella's castle. B. Sleeping Beauty's castle. C. Belle's castle. D. Snow White's castle. Or E. None of the above.
None of the above. It's Rapunzel's castle. Oh, we missed it. Jen, what do you guys think?
Oh, stop. Answer the question, David.
Oh, I was going to give it to Jen and Chris since they're so far behind.
But what was the first one that you said though? Did you have an apostrophe S on there?
I'll read them again.
Because it's gonna be tricky.
Cinderella's castle, Sleeping Beauty's castle, Belle's castle, Snow White's castle, none of the above.
So it was none of the above.
Yeah. So
Actually,
I tried. I really did.
it is because it's Cinderella castle.
Cinderella.
Yeah,
Beauty castle.
I was being all tricky on you.
I guess that's our point because I said none of the above.
So that's your point, yeah.
That's your point.
Oh man.
I don't want pity points. I don't regret my answer.
All right. Okay, here you go, Chris and Jen.
Oh
Jen
gosh.
and Chris. What is the last line spoken in the Carousel of Progress before the family breaks into song? A, the mother says, maybe sometime in the new century your father will learn how to talk to our oven. B, the son says, don't worry, Dad. Someday everything is going to be so automated you won't ever have to cook another Christmas turkey again. C, the father says, but hey, as long as we're all here and happy and together for the holidays, who cares if I burned our Christmas turkey? D, the daughter says, who knows? We've got a whole new century waiting for us out there. Or E, none of the above.
Oh gosh. Oh no.
Now, is there an apostrophe on any of them?
Yes. There's
How do you spell turkey?
D-U-R.
I think it's E.
I'll go with that.
Because the actual last line, I feel like, I'm starving. I feel like.
Sounds correct to me.
But I'm trying to now I'm replaying the last scene in my head, trying to make sure.
I found this on the internet, so hopefully it's right.
Oh, that's. You should,
I didn't-
you didn't watch it.
Repeat father's line again.
Father's line? Okay. But hey, as long as we're all here and happy and together for the holidays, who cares if I burned our Christmas turkey?
No, it's E. It's none of the above.
Yeah. Look. Yeah.
That's my gut, so I've ignored it twice.
I'm going with her gut.
Okay, Chris and
What was the daughter's line?
the daughter's line was, who knows? We've got a whole new century waiting for us out there.
Yeah,
That one.
That's the one I was thinking too.
No, sorry.
Oh
It was the son. Don't worry, Dad. Someday everything is going to be so automated you won't ever have to cook another Christmas turkey again.
no.
I think that
It's a great,
erroneous.
big, beautiful. That's where.
I feel like I'm gonna watch that on YouTube. I feel like that's erroneous.
If you go and watch it and I'm wrong, then you can have that point.
That's right.
We get 10 extra points.
Yes.
Because I didn't go on YouTube.
It may not be enough. I'll be honest with you.
It probably won't be. But now I'm curious.
2 questions left. Ironically, they're both worth 50 points.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm just kidding. All right, here we go. No, I'm just joking. Ben Franklin begins the American adventure by speaking what opening line? A, America did not exist. B, we built America and the process made us Americans. C, excuse me, Mr. Twain. D, Mr. Twain, pride is one of our national passions. Or E, none of the above.
I have no idea. I haven't been to American Adventure in such a long time.
I love the show. It's such a good show.
Yeah, I have no idea.
A.
Sure.
That's the answer. A. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Again, one I knew because I
did not exist.
I don't even know what the line is.
America did not exist.
Gotcha. So that's 50 points for us. We still have one more chance to catch up.
Wait, hang on. I literally.
Is she watching?
All right, I'll keep queuing. I'm gonna listen with this ear.
What's that?
Well,
so bad.
So, while we're doing that, if you want to listen, I can tell you where all the fruit is at Walt Disney World.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Harambe Fruit Market. This is from Winchester, by the way. Harambe Fruit Market, Anaheim Produce, Liberty Square Market, Prince Eric's Village Market, Sunshine Seasons, easy for you to say, and all of them sell fruit, including watermelon. So there you go.
And also probably most of the sit-down restaurants for kids and stuff.
Maybe.
Because I know we've got fruit for kids. Yeah.
So we sell 1 million pounds of watermelon a year. So that's about 166,000 pounds per location on average.
Wow.
It's not bad.
That's good.
Math.
It was right. The dog technically barks.
Oh, so it's wrong. We get the point.
The dog
Dogs are people too.
That's right.
All right. Last one's easy. Who wants it?
I won't
Give it to them.
Yeah.
I
We took the other one, so.
Yeah. Where is the happiest place on earth?
No.
A, Disneyland. B, the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. C, Disneyland Paris. D, Hong Kong Disneyland. Or E, all of these.
I kind of felt like this didn't need a multiple choice answer.
It's A, Disneyland. Disney World is the most magical place on earth.
Yeah, you got it.
Yay.
Way to go.
You know why they called it that, right?
What, the most magical or the happiest?
The magical.
Because they didn't want it to be same as Disneyland.
For years, people, the general population, called Magic Kingdom the happiest place on earth, and the Imagineers got mad about it. So they said, "We're just going to give it its own saying, so people will quit calling it Disneyland."
Calling it that.
And people still call it the happiest place on earth.
They still do that. Yeah.
We're Imagineers.
So randomly, if you do the math, those 6 locations that sell the fruit, they sell about 450 pounds of watermelon per day, each location.
Wow.
To equal to about 1 million pounds.
Watermelons are heavy, though. To be fair.
Yeah, but you don't buy an entire watermelon; you buy a slice.
Yeah. But...
It's not like people are walking around with a watermelon, taking it to the relaxation station to eat their watermelon.
They are large.
It's true.
I'm going to ask her one. I'm going to go to one of those places and be like, "Can I have one whole watermelon?"
That'd be $59 on Magic Pass.
Yeah.
Should we ship it back to your resort?
Yeah.
Yeah. I need a second to tally up the points here.
So we don't have the watermelon as a whole. Can you reassemble it then?
Put a rubber band around it. It'll be fine.
Together as one.
Y'all
whole
seen those
watermelon?
where they put the rubber band around it and they keep putting the rubber bands and it explodes?
Yep.
It's amazing.
All right, here we go.
Fun.
Chris and Jen, you have a total of 2 points.
Okay, I'm ready. I know we missed one. We missed a crucial one earlier.
You barely squeaked by with 8 points.
Yes.
Oh,
8-2.
Made it.
A horrible golf game. Horrible.
Yeah, you guys really.
And
Look
that
at
was
this
the
bump.
most random trivia that I could find for Disney.
What's random?
Yep. Hey, I am a random guy.
All
Anyway,
right.
that was fun. That was fun.
I'm glad you guys went first though, because I felt like your questions were a little harder.
I do
Yeah,
feel like
they
our questions were harder.
David Catron, fill in the blank. Walt blank world. Jen and Chris, how many bricks are in? How many squares are in Cinderella's castle?
Yeah, anybody know how many bricks are in Cinderella's castle?
None. It's all fiberglass.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I thought
That's
about
why.
that.
That's
down.
why I adjusted my joke halfway through it.
Yeah. No bricks. No bricks. Anyways, well, thank you guys for coming on.
This has
I
been
had
great.
fun.
I
This
love
is
this.
so much fun.
I had fun. And if you ever need anything from us, you just let us know. We're here to help. But where can people find you? Let's give you the floor is yours to plug away. Where can people find you guys?
Well, because we love to talk about ourselves, especially me, I will tell you that I have another podcast called The Deuce Cast Movie Show. It comes out every Wednesday, and we've just dropped episode 444, so we've been around a while. A bunch of guys talking about movies, family show. It's a good time and everything. You can find our show, the podcast, the Main Street Electrical Podcast. Just go to themsepodcast.com, and a lot of our contact information is there. My contact info is there, and I'll let Jen tell you about her podcast as well. But themsepodcast.com, and on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, all over the place. We love talking to people. We love talking to the fans of the show. It's a new show. It's an early show, so I mean we're only 14 episodes in, so we're slowly, steadily building here and there, and we really would love to build up a fan community and have some, have interaction, things like that, and eventually get our logo on a onesie.
There you go.
That is the goal.
You've made it.
You made it.
That
You
is
have a
the
onesie.
And I do have another podcast as well called Divas Dish Diz, and that's DIZ, and we are at Divas Dish Diz everywhere. It's a bunch of girls talking about Disney and lots of other random things. We had an episode about roosters 2 weeks ago. When I say random, I mean random. So
Very random.
it was very random. And then, of course, yeah, as Dave said, all of our contact information is on the msepodcast.com, or if you have travel questions, you can always find us at Upon a Star Travel.
Yep.
And for any sort of questions, we'd be happy to answer. And that's at all platforms to keep it easy.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and I've had a blast.
This has been fun.
Oh my gosh, we've had so much fun. Yeah, thank you guys.
But make sure you check out the Main Street Electrical Podcast. And this has been episode 160 of I Am Geek, and we will be talking with you next week. And remember, buy those raffle tickets. Go to crimsondawn.com. All the money goes to a good cause. So we will check you out. We won't check you out next week.
Check you out.
Wow, I'm just going to leave that in.
You
just
have
leave
to.
it in.
Whatever.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week on I Am Geek.
Blah blah.
We're still on YouTube, so thank you guys on YouTube. Yeah, thank you for joining us on YouTube. Winchester, as always, you're the man. You come on here and you give us all the knowledge. I'll send you a watermelon. You just put a stamp on a watermelon.
Imagine how
and send it?
expensive that would be.
Oh gosh,
These are
lot.
so heavy.
I'll
not
drain
that.
it.
I mean, it's 5 pounds.
Take the
Just
water
a Harry
out.
and David basket with watermelon will be
Yeah,
fine.
you can do that. Sure.
Well, thank you for joining us, YouTube, and we will be back here next week on YouTube. So,
Bye, YouTube.
Bye, YouTube.
good night,
Hold on.
Winchester.
Bye.